Billboards, hoardings, neon signs, illuminated screens. These days it seems if there's a blank surface free, you can be sure someone will stick an advertisement on it. So with 1 billion vehicles on the world's roads, it's no surprise someone's found a way of sticking adverts on them too. But creating adverts on the side of a car by using a custom paint job would cost a small fortune. So, how do they do it? Norwich, England. An idyllic English cathedral city. But we've come here not to enjoy the views, but because just 10 miles away in Hethel is the home of one of the most famous names in British sports car manufacture, Lotus. Set up in 1952 by driver Colin Chapman, Lotus went on to win 7 Formula 1 World Championships. These days, however, they're best known for producing luxury sports cars, and this one, the Exige S, is one of the fastest they've ever built. Its aerodynamic bodywork and curved air intakes are perfect for quick acceleration on the racetrack. But with scarcely a flat surface anywhere on the car, applying a design to it will be an enormous challenge. Nevertheless, Chief of Lotus Design Russell Carr has chosen the Exige for a patriotic makeover.
We'd like to see something where the flag itself is actually flowing as though it's in the wind, which will give a lot of motion to the car. I think that would be something very unique, very different, something we haven't done before.
What's more, Russell needs the new car ready to display outside the factory in just 24 hours' time. Fortunately, just 10 miles down the road in Norwich is one of the world's largest vehicle wrapping companies, Totally Dynamic. The first problem facing their design team is how to make the two-dimensional Union Jack flag fit around the various curves of the three-dimensional car. So, using a 3D wireframe computer model of the car, designer Mark Sexton experiments with various permutations until he finds one that fits the Lotus's sleek shape. Once happy, the design is ready for printing onto special sheets of self-adhesive vinyl. To find out how they make this vinyl, we've taken a trip to the province of South Holland and the site of Avery Dennison's Hazerswoude factory. Avery are one of the largest producers of self-adhesive vinyl in the world. It all begins with absolutely massive rolls of backing paper and 7-kilometre-long rolls of vinyl. These are fed into this huge automated machine, which begins by spraying the backing paper with a coating of non-stick silicone. This silicone will provide a surface which will allow the vinyl to be easily peeled away. It's dried by being fed through an oven before coating with a gloopy liquid adhesive. The plastic sheeting feeding from the right meets with the layer of paper, silicone and adhesive coming from the left, and they're pressed tightly together, bonding one to the other. The result is a sheet of highly sticky vinyl, which can be easily separated from the silicone-coated backing paper. But this vinyl has to be able to cope with extreme weather conditions. So samples are rigorously tested by being subjected to UV light and solar simulation, mimicking years of exposure to the sun. It's also tested for strength to ensure it won't tear too easily, and given a peel test to ensure the layers of adhesive and silicone are even. When Avery are happy all's well with their sticky vinyl, it's finally ready for use by vehicle wrappers like Adrian Rope and the Totally Dynamic team back in Norwich. The computer design is first broken down into 3 separate 2.5 metre square sections. These are then printed using a huge inkjet printer. Because the vinyl is so thin, it's coated with multiple layers of ink to gradually build up an opaque finish. Once printed, the design is coated again, this time with plastic laminate to protect it from the weather. Then, it's ready for use. At last, they're now ready to get down to the business of wrapping the car. The first task is to prepare it by stripping off any trims, including mirrors, spoilers, grills, and the car's badge. After a thorough clean to remove any grease, pieces of blue tape are used to mark the position of the vinyl sheets.
You probably just want to move a fraction more over to the right there.
Once they're happy with the position of each section, they can begin sticking them down. They need to get this right, because it's extremely difficult to remove the plastic without ruining it. What's more, any trapped air bubbles will not just spoil the look, but also trap moisture, causing the wrapping to eventually peel away. The trouble is, the flat sheets of plastic don't naturally bend around the angles and contours of the car. Stretching it by hand would cause it to tear, so heat guns are used to make it more pliable before it's pushed into shape. As the first wrapper takes shape on the car, any excess plastic is deftly removed with the aid of a scalpel.
With this being a brand spanking new Lotus, obviously it's really critical that the cut is perfect and there is no mark whatsoever left at the end of it. And the cut is made using really no weight on this knife at all. It's almost the weight of the knife and no more. That way we can remove it afterwards and there'll be no mark left on the paintwork.
Then they set to work applying the next two panels, carefully teasing it around the wheel arches and shaped wings. After 6 hours, the car is covered. But the problem now is that the plastic wants to return to its original flat shape. So it's heated to 100 degrees Celsius, setting the plastic to the new shape. After reattaching all the trimmings, the car is given a good buffing and the job is complete. The following day, the car is delivered back to Lotus, and test driver Alistair gets to put it through its paces. According to science, adding a paint job can't make a car go faster. But on this occasion, it looks like the car might just be breaking the laws of physics. It's certainly a triumph for the vehicle wrappers, but what does Alistair make of it?
It's a great driver's car, it's fun to drive, and with this colour scheme it'll blow the opposition away.
There may not be many British car makers left, but at least thanks to the patriotic car wrapping, spectators will be left in little doubt as to where this car came from.